Oh, what the hell is this? It's blue all of a sudden. Why are we blue? I'm blue, don't be. I don't actually know the lyrics to that song. Bottle. Yeah, I don't even know what he's saying. What did they say? What is he actually saying in that song Blue? I'm blue, bada be brown, brown, bada be bada brown, something like that. Like I know it's just like, you know, not actual words and it's just what do you call it? Bopping? Scatting? Whatever. But, you know, I want to know what he's actually saying. I don't think that rat was, although I was going to comment about it, his beady red eyes were the eyes of a killer, but Laura's just like, nope, fuck his eyes. We're crushing him under this block. Blue, huh? I don't think we've seen a blue level yet. Oh, oh. This is a puzzle, but I solved it. Frankly, after that business in the Midas temple, I don't even know if this even qualifies as a puzzle. Yeah, Eiffel 65, yeah. That's the one, yeah. I remember, they played that song to death. I remember back at, like, back when I was in elementary school. Yeah, back in the 90s. Or is it actual words that they sing in the song? I always thought it was just nonsense. But whatever. Or I guess, you know, there's like verses with actual lyrics, like what was it? Blue his house and the blue little window, and I don't remember the rest of it. It's been ages since I've heard that song. And everything is blue for him and himself, and I don't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm gonna have to go listen to that after I'm done streaming. That's a good song. Now that thinking back on it, I don't know why people. I see people talking shit about '90s music all the time. I don't agree at all. I thought '90s had not the best music necessarily. I'd say that would probably go to, I don't know, maybe the '70s and '80s. '80s more so than the '70s, I'd say. But still, a lot of good stuff in the '90s. To say nothing. Oh, I think. Although with that said, I think in general, if not the best music, I think the '90s had like the best media in general, like between video games, movies, or I don't know. '80s might have the '90s beat on movies too. Holy shit, the frame drops. Oh, my frame rate just tanked. This is a beautiful little area, though. My goodness. But yeah, between like the video games, the movies, the cartoons, oh, the television and cartoon shows. Oh my goodness, yeah, '90s was the days. Hell, that's pretty much like the whole premise behind my freaking Twitch and YouTube channel is that all the video games of the '90s were awesome. Or I mean, you know, obviously not all the video games, but many of the video games of the '90s were great. Man, these rats actually are, like, relatively harmless. I don't think a single one has managed to take a bite out of me. Okay, so this is an obvious path, at least. Oh my god. Really? This place is a pain? God, what would you call... Okay, so if this place is a pain, like on a scale of 1 to 10, this being a pain, how would you rate this on like a pain scale versus the previous level? Because the frickin' Midas Temple was a goddamn pain. Like, I think I'd want to rate that like a... like, I don't know, like an 8.5 on the pain in the ass scale. The Midas Temple. Like, yeah, if this is worse than that, then I don't even know. Okay, if it's just a bit, I can handle a bit of pain. A bit of pain is perfectly fine. Laura can handle a bit of pain, as we can see. But she can survive being, yeah, burning alive for up to, like, 10 seconds. Even more if you have enough med kits. Although with that said, if I have to do another, like, any more flame pillar shenanigans like that, and... Okay, so that's a key, so I can actually enter some of those doors now. I'm almost tempted to go for that save point, but yeah, we've hardly done anything yet, so we'll save it for later. Huh? Save it for later. I think I made that crack already. What the hell? There's like... They're right next to each other. I could like save twice consecutively right now. Or can I make that jump? I bet you I could. That's kind of amusing. But yeah, we will withhold. We will abstain until a future date. Okay, so this looks like a main door. This is like top center of the whole shebang. Oh, what is that? Oh, you again. Christ. Isn't this guy dead yet? I have shot this guy. Fine, what? Bring it on. This is how we do. I got medkits to spare, motherfucker. Am I even hitting him? I'm missing him this whole time. Fuck me. Okay. Is this guy ever gonna die? I have put probably at least 1,000,000 bullets into this guy at this point. I'm not even exaggerating. 1,000,000 bullets. And he's still running around. Yeah, it's just a Terminator. At the end of all of this, his skin's gonna peel away, and it'll just have that. How did they kill the first Terminator? Anyways, I don't remember. Or that's right, they like crushed him. Yeah, it was in like some kind of factory, and he got like, yeah, just crushed in like a garbage compactor or something. Not garbage compactor, but you know, a press. That's what they call it. Actually, oh, it's been even longer since I've seen Terminator 2, actually. I don't even remember how they, I don't remember at all how they took out the T-1000. I think, did they melt him? Was it like a big fire or something? Or was that the first one? Yeah, that was the first one. The first one, they burned it, and then they crushed it. Oh, hey, I got one of my health packs back. Or actually, what it kind of reminds me almost of is that... Oh, what was that stupid movie? It was Equilibrium, where they had this stupid made-up martial art where it was like gun fu or something. I know that wasn't the actual name of it, but it was basically, you'd think it would be like, oh, like, you know, martial arts tricks with guns, or like they're like doing flips and stuff, but no, it's like this whole idea that it's like you want to, in a firefight, you want to stand where the bullets aren't, or something like that. So the excuse is that these guys have like this mental capacity where they can predict where the bullets are going to go, so they just kind of like slowly strafe from side to side, just like kind of slowly walking around in circles, and then somehow that makes the other guy's bullets not hit you. It's the dumbest thing. Yeah, made for probably one of the dullest, some of the dullest action scenes I think I've ever seen at the movies in Equilibrium. But yeah, that's what that kind of reminded me of. Except, of course, instead of walking slowly to the side to dodge the bullets, we were just not moving at all and taking the bullets. But nevertheless, it was on the same level of movement. Actually, what was it? Christian Bale was in that movie, wasn't he? That was like way back before he was, you know, famous, or, you know, super famous. Back before I knew who he was. There we go. I really, really wanted those shotgun shells. Hell, I already got the secret ding, so I don't even need this to get my secret points. I wonder if we're going to get like a big tally up at the end of like all the secrets. Like total playtime, total secrets missed, all that stuff. Huh, that was different than last time. Yeah, like the kind of stuff that Lara does, like in this game, like in the sequels. Like that, yeah, actually, I think the sequels, frankly, have even lamer bosses than like the gunfights with the Frenchmen in this game. Oops. Oh, is this safe? Okay, the water was all green, so I wasn't sure that this was... Or it's probably not sanitary, but, you know, it's not killing me, so that's good. But anyways, yeah, boss fights in the sequels, you pretty much just have like a stationary enemy firing projectiles at you occasionally, and you basically just do flips from side to side forever until they die. And that's all there was to boss fights in like Tomb Raider 3 and Tomb Raider Chronicles. It was really lame. But nevertheless, you know, kind of almost visually impressive. It's like, you know, it's like, you know, this would be a boss fight in Tomb Raider 3. In fact, this is pretty much every boss fight in Tomb Raider 3. And, you know, from an action, like, you could see if people did that in the movies, it would look super cool. I mean, you know, maybe add a bit of variety to it, but, you know, side flips, shooting, guns, action, the works. Oh, hey, another key. I don't think I can reach that, though. We'll try. Yeah, I probably need a running jump on that one. Although with the, I don't know, with the overhead clearance I've got to work with, might not actually do it. Or what if... Oh, I bet you, okay, I can go down there. And then jump up from there. That's the ticket. I don't even know what I'm collecting these keys for. Like, I saw one door that needed a key. Maybe there's another one behind it. Yeah, that's it. Ooh, you know, I actually really liked the water temple in Ocarina, so maybe this won't end up being so annoying for me after all. In fact, yeah, water temple is like one of the highlights of the series for me. I love, like, just really good... like very, very complex, very involved dungeon puzzles. Maybe not to the point of, like, you know, inspecting wall textures to tell you which way to throw the switches. But, you know, like, you know, environmental puzzles, like raising and lowering the water levels and, you know, kind of keeping track of the level layouts and getting a sense... Because that was the thing with the water temple, is you really need to get a sense of, like, the level layouts and understanding what changes would occur whenever you raise and lower the water. It was all logical, though. Like, everything made sense, the way that the raising and lowering the water would affect the different floors of the dungeon. It was really cool. Actually, frankly, I would love to see... And yeah, that was another big disappointment with the new Tomb Raider reboot. Is there's just less emphasis on exploration. I thought there was, like, more combat than I liked. Like, sure, combat was a bit of a thing, but, like, Laura didn't spend all of her time, like, you know, hiding behind cover and shooting, like, hundreds and hundreds of military dudes in the face or anything like that. It was always about... Or I don't know, I guess in the later Tomb Raider games there was a bit more, you know, person-to-person combat. But then again, that was part of the reason why the later Tomb Raider games weren't as good. Anyways. And they went even further in that direction. Shame. Though with that said, I have literally not even played the new Tomb Raider games for myself. I'm actually somewhat interested in Rise of the Tomb Raider. I think it looks a little bit better. Oh, did these guys not even hurt you? Oh, no, there he goes. Damn, that was a big bite. Yeah, anyways, I'm somewhat interested in Rise of the Tomb Raider. It looks like it fixes a fair number of the issues I saw with the... Fuck, it's just called Tomb Raider, and that's another thing that just pisses me off so much. You can't talk about this game anymore. This game literally doesn't exist as a result of the new Tomb Raider. Like, you go onto Twitch and you fill out the field for the game you're now playing, and there is no Tomb Raider 1996 or Tomb Raider 1 or original Tomb Raider. There's just one game, and it's called Tomb Raider, and it has, like, the box shot of the new Tomb Raider. So it's like, this game doesn't even exist as far as Twitch is concerned. Like, the only way people are going to find me playing this game right now is if they, like, click on the link to see all the people streaming Tomb Raider with the picture of with the box art of the new Tomb Raider underneath it. So it's just like, what have you done? I really, really hate that trend. these days of just like rebooting an ancient series and not even giving it a new name. In fact, they're doing it again with fucking Hitman, aren't they? Jesus. Lazy motherfuckers. Okay, I'm a little bit stuck here. Oh god. Oh yeah, speaking of rats banging humans, I don't know if I want to get into this. There's a video I've been meaning to do for a long time for my YouTube channel. Oh yeah, I just dropped down here. I forgot about this. Video I've been meaning to make for my YouTube channel for a while. I've been thinking I might want to get into like a top 10 list type thing. Like do some of my top 10 favorites of various things, least favorites. One of the lists I've been making. So I have like a bunch of lists made up for those kinds of videos. And one of the ideas I have is the top five, or my top 5 most hated games of all time. And I guess I don't know if I want to or yeah. Honestly, odds are good that I never get around to making these videos, so I'm just going to out with it now. But number 1 on that list, my most hated game of all time, is a game on PS3 called The Witch and the Hundred Knight. It's by Nippon Ichi Software, the guys who made the Disgaea series. And if you want to know what that has to do with rat sex, that is a thing that happens in the game, where the protagonist, mind you, Natalia, who is like basically this like really foul-mouthed, like really just awful, spiteful, hateful, anti-hero type character, basically bests her rival, like this rival magician, and then so as punishment afterward, she transforms her into a rat, which is, you know, humiliating enough as it is. But that wasn't enough. Afterwards, she decides, okay, now that I've turned my arch nemesis into a rat, here, I'm going to conjure up some horny male rats and have them rape the shit out of her. And that's literally a thing that happens in that game. And then the next day, she's got, like, yeah, this... and then she ends up feeding this rat corpse that's like got a bunch of apparently rat pheromones dripping from it, or whatever phrase they used, and then she feeds it to like her pet monster or something. Disgusting, ugly, hateful game. I mean, that's all kind of funny in the right around you in the right context. That could all be kind of amusing, but it's just the way the game handles it is just dreadful, spiteful, ugly, hateful. Hated that game so much. See, and the game almost kind of did it right. The problem is, I think they went way overboard with just like the frankly embarrassing levels of like attitude they tried to give their protagonist there. She's just like constantly like just cursing like freaking F words and just calling people bitches and cunts and hoes in like every other sentence. And it just frankly embarrassing to watch the degree to which they tried to go out of their way to, you know, try to make her like a real badass, like a real anti-heroine type person. And it's just like, give me a fucking break. She's not an anti-heroine. She's just an awful person, and I want her I just want her to die. And that on top of the fact that just everything else about the game was horrible. Just like the combat system was just dreadful. The level designs were like just repetitive. It was basically a dungeon crawler, like an action RPG dungeon crawler, kind of like an overhead like almost Zelda-esque combat system, except like horrible with this weird convoluted like combo system that made no sense and didn't even work half the time against the... Oh, it was the worst game. And that's the thing. I don't even know if I could like even fit it into a top 5. Like, I think frankly the game itself would deserve like its own... I could probably go on for like probably a good... Hell, I talked like for an hour. I made an hour-long video talking about just my final impressions of The Witcher 3. I bet you I could go for at least that long, talking about all the shit that I hate about The Witch and the Hundred Knight. Over the top would be a good way to describe it. Yeah. way over the top. And there was other stuff too. It's just like yeah, the way it's disgusting, offensive stuff like that. They don't stop. Oh, and the fetishism they try to pack into it too. They're just shameless about it. And in the right circumstances, I can go for that kind of stuff. But it's just like fetish after fetish. It's like, or I remember this one thing. And they keep on. It's like, oh my, and they like just throw one thing after another. And it's just like, oh my god, they've reached a new low. Surely they can't get any worse than this. And then it gets worse after that. Like I remember, or first it was in one of the chapters, one of the like the heroes of the game, not like the anti-heroes, heroine's friends, but like like a heroic figure is like this little like this dog girl who's been cursed to like get like a dog nose and dog ears. She's basically like a dog person, basically an animal ear person. And for some weird reason, the Metalia casts a spell on her that makes her giant. Like she like grows in size to like gigantic proportions. And in order to sort of contain her and keep her from running amok, she ties her up. Like she keeps her bound and kind of sticks her in the swamp, and also strips her naked for some reason. So like for the whole chapter, in the center of your little swamp base, you've got like this gigantic naked dog girl tied up in like this swamp muck. And then I figure, okay, I can see where they're going with this at least. It's like she's all blown up. We'll fight like a giant version of her. It's like her character model is all giant now, so we'll fight like a giant version of her as the boss of this chapter. Except no, it turns out she ends up like when you're out doing mission stuff, she escapes from the binds and goes out on her own and escapes and all that. And then at some point also the spell wore off. So what was even the fucking point? What was even the point of like the whole tying her up naked and cursing her to making like what was the point of the whole curse thing, making her gigantic? And the more I thought about it, the only reason could be is that the developers really, really wanted to stick a giant naked dog girl in their game. That's the only justification for that plot detail to be thrown in there. And I thought that I had reached the new low. I thought that was as bad as it was gonna get. But and then after that, they went with the whole pregnancy fetishism thing afterwards too in the next chapter. And then I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm done. I actually wasn't done. I was ready to keep going with the game to see just how low they go. The problem was that my PlayStation died when I was like halfway through the 5th or 6th chapter. And so yeah, my PlayStation overheated, and I had to get a new one, and I ended up losing all my save data as a result. And oh yeah, the other sin that the game commits: unskippable cutscenes. So even if I did want to play and get back to the point that I was at earlier, I am stuck right now. I don't know how the fuck to. There's a switch up there. Is that a rat on the ceiling? Oh no, I can get up. Can I get up here? Anyways, to wrap up this random tangent. Or can I get up? Yeah, I can't. I should. Like, it looks like they're telling me to get up there, but I can't get up there. Anyways, yeah, the end to all that is that, yeah, I lost my save data, and I wasn't about to play back to where I got before. With unskippable cutscenes and as god-awfully boring as the actual gameplay is, so I just said, fuck it, I'm done with this game. Huh. Like, it looks like I should be doing things in here. Like, there's platforms up there. Yeah, there are rats. Oh, no, they're not on the ceiling. They're just clipping through the floors. Although, how do I get to that switch? Oh! I got a subscriber. Or a follower. Oh, yeah, yeah, thank you, Sevda, for the follow there. Good to have you on board. Although, yeah, I'm kind of failing you at the moment, what with not being able to figure out where the balls I'm going now. Like, yeah, all of these ledges here are too high. Like, that one room is the only place I can actually do anything in. Oh, yeah, actually, maybe since I got you guys here, maybe you can sound off on something for me. So the whole little follower notification thing, do you guys like that, or do you mind it? Do you dislike it at all? Because personally, I've actually been, like, sort of looking around, trying to find, like new streamers to follow lately. And personally, I just get just slight. It doesn't really bother me or anything. I just get oh, there's just a. How did I miss this? Okay, so I can just get back out up here. Anyways, it just kind of weirds me out a little bit, just to be called out just for the fact that like I'm following someone on Twitch. Like personally, I not that it really bothers me, but I'd very, very slightly prefer it that they just let me be anonymous. Oh, maybe my follower notification thing there broke it, potentially. Or I guess if it's frozen, then you can't actually hear me. Or maybe it froze the game when I switched the window over to see who was following. Maybe that's it. So I don't know. The thing is that like to a man, every single person I followed, or like with that said, of course, you know the huge streamers don't do the notification thing for every new follower, but I tend to follow like the smaller streamers. They just tend to have the better streams, I think. So it's like every single small streamer I ever followed had the follower notification. So I figured, like, okay, it's a bit slightly off-putting to be called out like this every time I follow someone. But then again, everybody's doing it. So I guess it must be a thing. So I guess I should do it too. And I guess, yeah, if my stream is actually frozen right now, then the whole point of... Then, yeah, I guess I won't really be able to ask for feedback about this productively. Oh, well. If anyone's watching in the YouTube archive, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Oh yeah, I've got a key. I should find somewhere. Find somewhere to use these. So we've got doors. I don't see keyholes though. Or I thought I saw a keyhole door somewhere. Maybe it was up above. Can I get back up above? Oh my god, my frame rate is tanking. This area is just too much. The graphics, it's too much. The PlayStation, it can't handle it. Okay, that's good. It's all back. So you probably missed my spiel about follower notifications, but that's fine. It's probably not important. What is important is can I get back up top here? That is a fucked up gargoyle statue. I tell you what. Oh, this is actual... I thought this was a sprite, actually, but no, this is like an actual, like, 3D thing. It looked so much like just like the sprites they throw up. Oh, and I can climb on it, too. Like, I can interact with it. It's an actual physical object. Did not look like that. I was really surprised when the environment started opening up like this, to be honest. Like, I thought that it was just technical constraints. Like, the first few levels of this game were, like, really confined. It was just, like, these tiny little corridors, like, relatively... Like, you know, sometimes it would open up and you'd see, like, a big open cave or something for bears to run around in. But it was generally, like, pretty constricted. And it's only, like, starting in, like, probably around stage 4. And I guess to a lesser extent, yeah, stage 3 in this game. Where, like, you really start seeing, like, some really big open rooms. Yeah, also a lot more, not exactly non-linear, but you got kind of, like, you have to do everything in order, but there's, like, a lot of places you can go to, a lot of nooks and crannies for you to prod at, which, again, I really like. Leslie Nielsen interacting with statues. Did I say that? Sorry, I don't know what you're... Don't think I get the reference there. Oh, I think... Oh, yeah, something about sprite-based... Yeah, I don't remember. I was talking about the gargoyle statues and how they're actual interactable objects. Like, they actually physically exist, and they're not sprites. I don't think I said anything about Leslie Nielsen to make that point, but yeah, I'm... God, I've been going... How long has it been? 7 hours without a single break so far. I don't feel like I need a break, but I'm kind of... I don't know. My voice is falling off a bit, maybe. Maybe cutting a few corners in my speech. Maybe slurring my words a bit. This is my second and a half beer. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay, so I'm back up top. Oh, I really want to jump over there. It looks way too far, but I'm going to go for it. Oh, I think we got it. Nice. Okay. Oh, I ruined it. Ruined. Even Bob Ross couldn't save this. Actually, that's not true. We're probably... Honestly, even I can probably save this. We gotta just go back up and do it again. I actually watched an embarrassing amount of that Bob Ross marathon back when that was going on. Especially when I was, like, you know, just before bed, or like when I'm in bed. I just like have it playing while I'm going to sleep. Very relaxing. One of those voices that I kind of envy. Whoops. Oh, I wanted to run forward first. Okay. I don't remember the last time I saved. I don't think there's much that I have to redo here. I'm not sure that I've even made any progress in this level so far. I've collected 2 keys, but I don't know what to do with them. The fuck is this? Oh, is this when we first came into this room? Okay, let's check our inventory. How many keys do we have? We got 2 keys. So we've made... So, okay, yeah, nothing's happened. Or has it? Yeah, I went down here, and yeah, I couldn't do anything. I don't think. Or maybe I did? I don't remember if I was able to do anything in any of these rooms. I guess I'll just check again. That's an alligator. He wasn't there last time. Was he? I don't remember an alligator in this room. Oh god. I'm about to get nommed. Nommed by alligators. I was reading chat. So did the devs of Tomb Raider have special crushes on British actresses or singers? I'm sure at least some of them did. Like, oh yeah, this was Spice... Yeah, speaking of the 90s, this was Spice Girl times back when this came out, wasn't it? Yeah, I'd imagine so. I'm actually not... Yeah, I'm not much of a or what was it? An Anglophile myself. Is that the right word? Whatever. I don't really... I don't even know much of anything about, like, British culture or anything like that, other than, frankly, video games and Tomb Raider. But yeah, I'm sure that some... At least a couple of the devs must have had a fetish for it. Not Super Metroid blonde hair was like Kimba. Oh, was she inspired by someone in particular? I think she was. All right, actually, I'm not sure about that. I don't know, because, like, I mean, of course the story goes is that originally Laura wasn't even going to be Laura. She was going to be, like, just some random dude. Like, it was just going to be a straight-up Indiana Jones ripoff. And then somewhere along the way they decided, nah, let's make it a girl. And they were like, okay. And then they started developing the character from there. I mean, I guess there's kind of a fine line between, like, what does inspire people to make characters like this. How did I miss this last time? This seems so obvious. This is actually a secret? Oh my god, these alligators are following me everywhere. Fucking creepers. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh god, we're drowning. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it seems a bit unfair to just say that, like, anyone who makes, like, you know, sort of like some kind of, I don't know, attractive-looking girl in their video game, like, has some kind of fetish for everything about her. But then again, like, why the fuck else would you do it? Whoops, what the hell? Why did it... Oh, I think I'm about to die. I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of the thing. Like, did she have to have a giant rack? Or I guess she kind of did. Like, that was... frankly, honestly, Laura, like, isn't even that, like, extremely... Like her proportions aren't even that extremely exaggerated for a video game character. Like the thing was that was just like because textures being as limited as they were back in those days. That's kind of the only way that you had to distinguish a male character from a female character back in these days was to give her like a giant rack or like long hair or something like that. Those were pretty much your two options. Like I remember Battle Arena Toshinden also had like this blonde chick with huge tits as well. So it's like even before this game was out, that was like just an archetype that existed, or like a, I don't know, a trope, I guess you might say, that was occurring. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that, but yeah, I'm honestly kind of racking my brain trying to even think of like like a recognizable early like 3D video game character that didn't have like giant boobs or at least relatively large boobs. Yeah, it's just like the kind of thing that they said with Mario's mustache. It was just sort of like limitations of the format. Like if they didn't give him if they didn't give Mario a mustache, then how could you tell he was Italian? That's not actually how it goes. It was what was it again? Oh yeah, it was there so that you could because they had a limited color palette. So like with only so many colors, how could you distinguish where his nose is? And so the idea was, okay, we'll give him a mustache, and that'll kind of show the outline of his nose. It's kind of the laziest, easiest way to do it. It's like, okay, she's gonna be a girl. How are we gonna show that she's a girl? Tits. So I guess in that sense, yeah, the devs probably did have some sort of, if that's the first place their minds went, or even the place their minds eventually decided upon, yeah, I'd say that they're into her. In fact, I bet you that hell, I'm gonna go out on a limb on this actually, because just in the same way that you just know that like you find out eventually that pretty much every well-known like anime and manga artist started out in porn and has like nude fan art of their own characters just like drawn all over the place in their own little private desktop folder. I bet you that there's like a lot of like nude and or sexually suggestive Tomb Raider paraphernalia created by the devs in the course of making this game, just lost to the mists of time. In fact, I would put money. I would even put money on that being the case. I'm a little bit stuck here once again. Okay, we'll see if we can get up there, even though I really doubt it. Yeah, the thing is, though, is that there's graphics have advanced so much in video games since those days that you don't really have that excuse anymore to have all women look like this in games. Like I'm somewhat sympathetic to the camp that wants more diversity in female body representation and whatnot in games. Like I'm not like super militant about it. Like don't get me wrong, I'm fine with the way women in games look now, but I'm sympathetic to like the people who want more diversity. It's like I get to see what I like in video games. Like these kinds of character designs are right up my alley. So it's good for me that they're making characters that align with my tastes and everything. I just think it would be nice if more people could have that. So I sympathize. Don't sympathize with them talking shit about the whole sexism shit. That's not, I don't know, it was never a thing for me. Okay, maybe I'm supposed to go up here, actually, now that I think of it. I skipped this save point last time. Oh yeah, but I used it as a jumping off point. Oh yeah, and there's that key door. There's the key door. It's been a while since I've seen Blanca. Zangief definitely does have some big old man titties, though, on him. Or I know Rufus definitely does. Okay, so I want to get up there. How do I do that? Or I think I tried the jump from that pillar down there earlier, but it wouldn't. Or maybe from there? Oh, you know what? I see. So I need to get up on that. Oh, I need to get back to the start. But I think I ruined it already. So that being the case, I need to get up over there through those doors. You know what? I'm just going to go up here again just to see if there's some way to circle around to the other side. Me, I am, God, 28. Yeah, I'm 28 years old. I will be 29 in May. Kind of starting to look it, too. It used to be until, like, just fairly recently I'd still get, like, carded at liquor stores. But yeah, like, in the last year, or... yeah, probably the last year, last 6 months or so. Yeah, they no longer ask me for ID when I go into the liquor store. Or I guess I never thought of it, actually. It could be that they just recognize me at this point. There we go. Okay, that's not exactly what I was looking for, but... Oh, do I need to get up there for some reason? I see nothing over there, but I'm going to go for it anyways. I suppose whenever you ask the question in a video game, can I get over there? The correct answer is always, let's go find out. Next year's and be a, what? I don't get what you're saying there either. Can we get give you 9 extra years and we can exchange our ages? You would rather be you would. Oh wow, are you like an old dude there? Then Saturn Meteor? I always feel like an old guy when I like interact with people on the internet. I never ask people their ages a lot of the time, but like the way, not that I'm not saying this about any of you guys, but a lot of the time when I end up interacting with people on the internet, I end up with the general impression that the people I'm talking to are like 12 years old. And I'm like not even exaggerating, just like the shit they say about certain topics, or a lot of the time just the grammar and spelling too. Although frankly a lot of that can occasionally come, I guess those are the two assumptions. You can sort of write off dumb opinions as just being really young, and you can write off bad spelling and grammar as being from a foreign country, which is something I've been attempting to get more sympathetic to lately. Most of the time when you see poor spelling and grammar on the internet, it's just that they don't speak English as a first language, which is like, okay, that's fine. I only speak one language too, so if anything, it's more impressive than me. It's not a matter of lack of seriousness. I don't know if I want to get into too many specific examples. I might accidentally end up calling out someone who might actually end up watching my videos in the future. That sounded like the sound of flowing water. Did I raise or lower the water level there? That'd be cool if so. Oh yeah, there was that area I remember earlier where I was like, yeah, there's stuff up there that I could get to if I raised the water level. This is interesting all of a sudden. Or it's not so much stupidity, it's not so much bad opinions, I should rephrase that. It's so much more of the way people argue their opinions. I don't think, in general, there aren't a lot of positions that I would consider to be like just bad opinions. Like if you tell me your opinion, like just like if somebody just says their opinion on something, there aren't many opinions they could state that would just be like, oh, that's stupid, I don't want to talk to you. Like maybe on like a few like obvious things, like if somebody is like I don't know, a flat earther, or like a 9/11 truther, or I don't know, religious at all. No, I'm kidding a little bit with that last one, but then like it's more like how you justify it, and I feel like a lot of people on the internet, especially these days, it seems, feel that they don't have to justify their positions and their opinions to other people in online discussions, which I guess is fine in general. Like you don't necessarily have to justify yourself. You can think what you want without feeling the need to justify yourself to other people. But if that's the case, then what are you doing getting involved in like conversations about these kinds of issues online? Like if you're not prepared to discuss and defend your positions, then you really have no business, like, getting upset when people kind of, call you out on them and ask you to clarify. Oh wait, is this different? Have I? Oh no, I've been here before. This is familiar now. So, oh yeah, there's the dead rat and everything. Whoops, that was not exactly where I wanted to drop down there. God, I wonder how many medkits I could have saved just by not taking stupid fall damage like that. Oh, is this new? Have I been here? Oh, the main chamber is flooded. Oh, you're right, it is the water temple. I thought you just meant like in sort of like a general design philosophy type thing, or like, general complexity and the types of environmental puzzles that the dungeon would incorporate. But no, you meant like this is literally the water temple. Or I guess it's not really a ripoff of the water temple or anything. This is the start of the level, which is where I said I wanted to be. Wait a second. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a time following you here. Saturn meteor. Steps on the moon. So you're saying, like, you have issues with people who think that the moon landing was real? Sorry, I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at. So, what I get from that is you think the moon landing was a hoax? Was that it? Give 0 freaking credits to steps on the moon. I don't know what that means. It sounds to me like you're saying the moon landing is a hoax, which I'm not gonna lie to you, is maybe one of those opinions where I hear it and I'm like, okay, we don't need to talk anymore. I say maybe just because I'm like, I try to be open-minded, which is why I'm asking you about it. I don't know, is it like 7 light years? 7 light years to the moon, is that right? Oops. Oh, I thought he was gonna come at me. Van Allen Belt. No, I have no idea what that name is. Or assuming that's a name. No, I don't know. I don't know about Van Allen Belt and space radiations, no. Can you... No, that's the first I'm hearing of them. What the hell is going on in here? Okay, I know that those are just like showing through the floor and everything, but I swear every time I see that, it looks like they're like just laying there on the roof. Oh, if this dungeon had like a gravity reversal gimmick on top of the water thing, that would be awesome. Oh. That looks barely doable. 300,000 freaking kilometers. Okay. Whoops. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I don't know. What is the significance, though, of 300,000 kilometers? Like, okay, they traveled 300,000 kilometers. I'm pretty sure my dad, for example, has traveled that like 7 times over in his lifetime. Yeah, my dad does like a lot of travel in his line of work. So I bet you he's traveled like at least, probably, yeah, like several times over. Has traveled 300,000 kilometers in his lifetime. Okay. I'll Google that when I'm done this stream. The Van Allen belt. Something tells me I'm about to be... I don't know. I'm in for some... what do you call it? Edutainment after the stream is over. If I go to look this stuff up. I think I will be both educated and somewhat informed, perhaps, after I read up on that stuff. Oh, this is good. Oh my goodness, it's oh wow, it's just about 9 o'clock in the morning, actually. I actually have places to go today. I have some shopping to do later on, and I actually want to get some sleep before I do that. So how are we on the Jasu Blitz time anyways? We're 45 minutes away from 8 hours. I can go for another 45 minutes. Okay. So is that a pretty good approximation then, Saturn Meteor, about what happens when you go beyond the Van Allen belt? Like that, what we saw right there? Laura went beyond the Van Allen belt there with dire consequences. Or I don't know, maybe like what if you had like a barrier, like some kind of special bubble or something that was like space radiation proof? And also, it's not like radiation like kills you instantly or anything. Didn't Neil Armstrong die of cancer? Maybe it was the space radiation that did it. Okay, so fuck, I haven't. I should take this. I should. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this again, but yeah, I need to. I need to take that save point the next time I flood this room. Oh right, the alligators. Okay, thankfully I actually know what I'm doing this time, so I can actually probably get back up to speed fairly quickly. I wonder, has Lara Croft ever gone to a space station? That actually, I mean, she went to Area 51 in Tomb Raider 3. I think a space station might just be... Wait a second, so what about the International Space Station? Or I guess that's still in orbit then, so that's probably... I mean, it's people, like, it's in space, but, like, it's still in orbit, so I'd imagine that's not... That's still within the Van Allen belt. Or no, I don't want to go this way. I want to go in the... But yeah, I think a space station just might be the final frontier. That'll be like when, like, kind of in the early, like they're still in the early stages of like the new Tomb Raider reboot. Was this a secret here? It was. Oh, you know what? I think it still keeps my, like little, like it did give me the secret chime there. So I think it actually keeps track of which secrets I've found like between deaths. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, it's like it took until Tomb Raider 3 for them to get like really crazy with the environments and like go to the Nevada desert and Area 51. So like right now with the new Tomb Raider reboot, they're kind of still in the early stages of things, still like you know, still messing around in tombs and I guess with military guys also, but at some point they're going to keep making those games. Like I know frickin' Square Enix, they're going to keep making these Tomb Raider games. Like just pumping them out one after another, and at some point they're gonna run out of ideas, and then at that point, I'm telling you, if anyone on the Tomb Raider team at Square Enix is listening to this, fucking Lara in space, man, do it. In fact, fuck it, it's a fantasy game. I don't care if it's physically impossible. Send her to the moon. I want Lara on the moon in Tomb Raider. Hell, they'll just call it Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. They'll just give it the same name as the last game in the first series. And in that game, when they finally get around to making Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation the second time, I want to see Lara on a moon base. Shit, I'm lost already. This happened last time too. Have we? Or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know much. Space travel isn't really my business, so it's like I've always been skeptical about the skeptics' claims about that kind of stuff. But you know, I'm skeptical about a lot of things in general. Oh, actually, is that door open? No. How the fuck did I get out of here the first time? I feel like I'm missing something obvious. Oh yeah, there's two ways through here. I'm just going back through the same one every time. Although I don't know, I'm kind of I like to think that I'm skeptical, but sometimes I kind of I don't know fail in that regard. Trying to think now. I remember being embarrassed at some points in the past at some of the shit I believed when I was younger. Like, not even that much younger, just like maybe even like less than 5 years ago. Trying to think now, but I can't remember any of them. Okay, I'm sure that it was in here somewhere. There was the switch and... Huh. Now I forget where I was. I was so sure that I'd be able to, like, just do all that all over again. And it would be no problem. But, oh yeah, that's right. I got... Yeah, it was up here, wasn't it? That's right. I got up to the save point, and then I got up to that big door up above. And then I found a new passageway with a switch to lower the water, or to raise the water. Okay. I remember what's going on here. Like, yeah. I mean, you know, this shit ain't rocket science. I was trying to think of a follow-up to that rocket science crack, but I blew it. Oh, I don't think I want to be in here. I think I fucked it up already. Son of a bitch. Can I get back up here? Nope, we're hosed. Literally, we are like covered in water. It would be great, actually, if I could finish this level in the next 45 minutes. Like, I know it might not happen. Like, the last one took 2 hours. But I don't know. That would time things out very, very nicely if I could just, like, finish this level and be done the stream. I feel like we've, like, not actually made any progress toward that end, though. Or, no, this is the room. I remember. This is the room. We're doing it. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff to keep up with in the chat, so I'm a little bit silent at the moment. I don't think my brain can handle talk about the electromagnetic battery constantly balancing itself around the planet or whatever. I don't think I can follow that level of discussion when I'm trying to, you know, navigate tombs and try to make the water go up so I can reach the save crystal. Right. Fuck. Okay. Will the electromagnetic stream between the poles around the Van Allen belt help me stop fucking up this jump? Jesus. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame that there's kind of that trade-off between like competent gameplay and interesting discussion in the chat. I would love to be more involved in what's being discussed here, but I'm also kind of busy playing some Tomb Raider. So by all means, keep that up. It'll give you. I will look over chat after all this is done, and I promise I'll Google some of this shit tomorrow, or I say tomorrow, today, later today after I wake up, and yeah, I'll look it up, and yeah, become educated. Oh, this wasn't the way. Nope, I fucked it up. I fucked it up. It was the other way. Son of a bitch. Or was it? Yes. Okay, let's do that again. Alright, I remember, because, yeah, last time I came out here and then the temple was flooded. So, yeah, I missed the point where I gotta flood it. Oh, yeah, as a point of curiosity, Saturn Meteor, do you listen to a lot of InfoWars? And I don't say, I know, InfoWars has a bit of a reputation around the internet. I don't say that to make fun of you or anything. I'm a little bit of a fan myself. I listen to a bit of it. I'm a little bit of an Alex Jones fan myself, I've got to say. I don't agree with all of his ideas necessarily, but he is damned entertaining to listen to. If you're not familiar with InfoWars and Alex Jones, I think I might suggest that you go check him out. InfoWars. It's like basically a radio show that's done by a gentleman named Alex Jones. He's a fairly famous, radio personality in the United or internet radio personality, American radio guy. He's a bit of or I guess you'd say sort of a conservative libertarian type thing, kind of like, I don't want to say Rush Limbaugh, that's unfair and not really accurate, but he's really big into discovering, kinds of, I guess what you might call kind of discovered truths or uncovering hidden truths and exposing popular misconceptions and accepted truths that should not actually be so widely accepted. He's got a YouTube channel. I'd take everything he says with a grain of salt, but I find it entertaining, nevertheless. I don't know, hearing you talk about this stuff reminds me a little bit of him, so I thought it might just be a recommendation for you. InfoWars on YouTube. And or Alex Jones. He's got a great radio voice too. It's like, again, one of those voices that I really envy. I think it would just be really great to have a voice like Alex Jones. He goes on the most epic rants too. Like that guy gets pissed off about like some of what he perceives as like the bullshit that people believe and like the bullshit peddled by the mainstream media and stuff like that. And he goes on like some epic rants sometimes that are like just really, really cool to listen to. Yep, beware thoughts of vulgarization. That sounds you might not say it in quite so many words, but that's exactly the kind of ideas that I think Alex Jones would promote. Okay, I'm sure I made this jump last time. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now, so the room is flooded, so now I want to go up there and, by God, get the frickin' save crystal this time. I feel like the save crystals are actually getting more and more frequent throughout the game as the game becomes more, like, dangerous and or, like, complicated and puzzle-solvy, which is perfect. That's, like, exactly what you want once things start getting tricky. I'm actually, apart from that little fiasco with the torches in the previous stage, I'm actually kind of impressed by like just a lot of the design sensibility in this game. Like it doesn't feel quite as primitive, or I don't know how to describe it. Like yeah, it's just weirdly forward thinking. Like you could almost imagine like a game similar to this with almost most of the same like level designs and maybe improved controls and cameras and stuff, but like most of the same level concepts and level designs coming out today. Almost, it would not be extremely popular or anything, mind you, but yeah. Frickin' world is too complicated. That's why I just play video games these days. I don't really have much cause to like concern myself with like that's a lot of the reason why I just don't go for like the whole social justice thing either. It's and it's and I'll freely admit to it. It's just I'm mainly just kind of a selfish prick. A lot of it is also that just anything with like I'm not much of a social person in the first place, so like I don't like frick people talking about like gay and trans representation and stuff. It's like, yeah, how many gay and trans people do you know? It's like zero, I guess, but then I don't know very many people in the first place. Like I live a fairly like a hermetic existence. I don't really speak to a lot of people in general. I spend most of my time at home basically, and I go out like a couple times a week and I play board games with a couple groups of friends. And that's basically it. And I have one pretty good friend who lives down the hall from me. And yeah, we mainly bond over board games and video games and that kind of stuff anyways. So that's pretty much it. I don't even talk to people much over the internet either. So it's like so with that being said, like I don't really have much cause to care about, social issues or whatever. I mainly just kind of live my own life and mind my own business. Which they would say is selfish, to which I would typically respond, fuck off. But like I said, I don't really interact with such people a lot of the time, so thankfully I haven't had much cause to get verbally aggressive with anyone just yet. Tomb Raider Legend, I played Tomb Raider Legend, and it was actually I wasn't a huge fan of, like, the Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider games. Or which one was Legend? Now that I think of it. No, never mind. I'm confusing Legend with Underworld. Now that I think of it. Yeah, Underworld was the one that I thought was the worst of the lot. Legend was the good one, actually. I think Legend... Or I don't know. It was close between Legend and Anniversary. I thought both of those... Or... Actually, no. Anniversary, I think, pales in comparison, though, to the original. So that's... Yeah, it kind of lives in the shadow of its predecessor, or of the game it's remaking. Yeah, I do believe that Legend was my favorite among that trilogy. And again, I wasn't crazy about it, but I thought it was a good game. I played more of Legend than any of the others. Okay, so we've got a save here. Nice. Oh, I've actually, I don't know. You might be able to Okay, I thought we were frozen there for a second. Jesus. I don't know. I think you might elicit a bit of a reaction, actually, if you went and, just went into, I don't know where. Went into, like, or actually, I think JP McDaniels has sub-only chat. Went into, or Total Biscuit also has sub-only chat. Shit. You gotta subscribe to a big YouTuber, and, for my amusement, subscribe to a big YouTuber, and like go into Total Biscuit's chat and start telling people about moon steps and the whatever it was. Yeah, I used to be extremely skeptical about like personal details that people tell me over the internet, like age, sex, and stuff. That old kind of cliche, nobody is actually a girl on the internet, they're just pretending to be, that kind of thing. And I used to subscribe to that kind of idea, where I just don't really believe anything people on the internet tell me about themselves. I kind of gone the opposite way since then. Like, it's kind of inconsequential. Like, as long as you're, like, so it's like, okay, somebody I'm chatting with online, or like, say somebody in my chat or something claims to be, like, a girl or something, who likes the same games I like. Like, is there any reason to be skeptical about that? Like, unless I, like, go crazy about it and I decide, like, I want to, I don't know, try to get with her or something, or try to enter a relationship with a random person on the internet, which is a stupid idea anyways, and which I would never actually want to do. Like, unless I'm going to do something stupid like that, like, I can believe anything people tell me. Like, I knew a girl back in high school who claimed to be... This is actually a bit of a funny story. I knew a girl back in high school who claimed to be a ninja. And I was actually an open-minded kind of guy back in those days. And she had, like, detailed stories about how they took her when she was young. And, like, her training and stuff, and the tournaments and whatnot. It was fairly detailed. And on one hand, I thought it was, like, kind of stupid. But then on the other hand, I was open-minded. So I was like, how do I know? Like, this whole ninja thing has a history. They did it back in the old days, so who knows? Maybe there might be, like, some kind of secret society of ninjas that exists to this day, performing assassinations for, I don't know, the shogun, or not the shogun, but the Japanese emperor or whatever. Who knows? And maybe they recruit people from afar. If that were the case, I certainly wouldn't know. Anyone, if anything, this random person who has all these details about the whole operation would know better than I would. So I didn't exactly believe her, but like I didn't exactly call her out for being full of shit either. I just sort of asked her to elaborate on the kind of stuff she would talk about, and it was really interesting. Although I really like, I wasn't super skeptical either. Like I was like, okay, like I legitimately thought like this could all be true for all I know. So I just sort of rolled with it, and like for the sake of argument, I just sort of accepted it as fact, so as to not cause any fuss with her. And then of course years later, looking back, I realized, okay, this chick was fucking crazy, basically, but still. What was I trying to get at here? I don't know. I guess that was just that random story. But it's kind of that same thing. Like, it doesn't really hurt. Like, unless you're, like, you get, like, way too into it. Like, that you cross some line where, like, someone's asking you to do something serious. Or, like, get into, some serious business with them. Like, it really doesn't matter. Might as well just just take people at their word. And there's really no consequence to it. It's only when they start asking you for shit or asking you to do things that you really have to get serious about like what you believe and what you don't. And again, I said I wasn't going to talk about the Gamergate thing, but I'm going to talk about the Gamergate thing. That was my same thing. That was my same approach to the whole Zoe Quinn bullshit too. It's just like, okay, it could be true, or no, not Zoe Quinn, but her boyfriend, whatever his name was, and the whole story he spun. And it's like, okay, it could be true. It could not be. I could go either way. I guess I might as well believe it, but either way, it makes no difference to me whether it's true or not. Like, I have no connection to these people whatsoever. It is a matter of complete indifference. I'm not invested either way. And that's kind of the approach I take to most, like, just claims people make on the internet in general. just basically make nice and just nod and agree. And eventually, yeah, you can move on to more pleasant topics. Unless someone decides they're going to be a dick about things and press the issue, in which case you tell them to fuck off. But in general, I don't think I've ever encountered anyone who was really pushy about getting into those kinds of topics. There we go. Gator stew for dinner tonight. And that, I guess, yeah, that was a complete coincidence then that I was talking about frickin' Zoe Quinn and then the Gators came up. Gators always come out when you... Nah, never mind. We're moving on. And then sure, and then we get a social justice rat to follow it up. Is that a term these days? I just made it up. Social justice rat. SJRs, if you will. I'm not sure that I have human feelings. I think I used to, back when I was in high school. I'm not sure that I do anymore. I'd have to take like a psychology test or something, I think, and I can't afford that shit these days. Or a psychology test? What do you call them? One of those psychological, like, evaluation dealies. I've always been curious to try something like that, but yeah, those things cost money. Or, get like a proper, like, IQ test done. Like, no, not one of those stupid online quizzes, but, get it done properly with, like, a trained professional in such matters. Would be interesting, but, yeah, not really worth the trouble. And really for what? Just to brag to people and say that, yeah, I actually do have an IQ of about, what's the average? 100? 101, say. So it's like, yeah, I am smarter than half the population, thank you. Oh, you know what? I see what's going on here. This is going to be a tough jump, though. Oh, no. Oh, this platform was wider than I thought it was going to be. Or I guess, I don't know, is the flu, is like stomach aches a human feeling? Is hunger a human feeling? I have those feelings. I'm obviously not a robot. Like, you know, I was said on stream the other day, I got stomach cramps. I had diarrhea on stream yesterday. I didn't actually talk about it at the time. I just sort of took a very... Well, it's a good thing I just saved, isn't it? You know what, maybe I do have maybe I do have human feelings, because I actually feel bad for Laura here. Being skewered like that due to my stupidity and carelessness. Talking about unrelated nonsense when I'm supposed to be rating tunes. Now I'm also kind of angry at her, because her getting skewered sidetracked me from whatever it was I was talking about. Oh yeah, diarrhea. I guess I probably don't have to get back to that. Man, gauging the... I think like a lot of the challenge of these games, apart from the, you know, the exploration and examining stuff and whatnot, is actually just gauging the jump distance. That's like the main skill, the main barrier to entry to this whole Tomb Raider series, or, you know, the original core design Tomb Raider series is just gauging the distance on your jumps. Once you got those down, once you got that down, there's pretty much nothing stopping you from enjoying the series to its fullest. I'm looking at her, the shadow that she's dropping down below. It's just like this little blob that's like stretching along. It actually kind of reminds me of the way that, I forget his name, the slime from Smart Ball. Like, see that shadow on the ground there? It kind of moves around like the slime from Smart Ball does. That was a pretty obscure reference. Smart Ball is actually a game that's on my to-play list at some point. I've been meaning to get on it for a while now, but I've never gotten around to it. Okay, so how did I fuck this up last time? Yeah, just like that. Okay. Good to get that little reminder there. So yeah, okay, this is a bit of a problem. I don't know what to do about these spikes. Or was it this way? It was this way. Oops. Oh hey, I survived that. Okay, so what are our options going into that spike room there? I feel like we can... Holy shit, what the balls? Suddenly I've dropped 100, like 12,000 frames. When did that happen? Or does it happen when I do this? When I Alt-Tab out? I've noticed that people say that that the stream freezes a lot of the time, and that coincidentally tends to happen when I Alt-Tab out of the window. Huh. God, I hope the video doesn't end up all fucked up afterwards. That's a lot of dropped frames. Like it says, what, 0.73%? That's like almost 1 in 100. Can I just jump from here? I think I'm going to overshoot it. Oh, no, we're good. Oh, diagonal jump? Oh yeah, you know what? I probably could have. Or, oh, you mean in the spike room. Yeah, the spike room. Diagonal jump? It looked to me like the door was in the way. I don't know. I'll have a closer look at it this time. Okay, so we can... I mean, yeah, I guess we could just jump over here so that we're not by the spikes. Can I walk through this door? No. Okay. We're gonna try that then. Actually, yeah, this should work, I think. Okay, yeah, just like that. Oh, whoops. I'm, like, almost dead, aren't I? Yeah, I need a med pack. Yeah, diagonal jump was all we needed. I guess it makes sense, yeah, if there's spikes on the ground... Or, you know what, I don't want to... Yeah. If there are spikes on the ground, then it's probably a good idea to jump to some place where the spikes are not. Pretty simple concept, but it apparently took me like 3 tries to get it right. To realize that fact. Just like gun fu I was talking about earlier, or whatever they called it. Apparently more complicated than I thought. Being where the spikes are not is apparently too much for my brain to handle. After, I guess, what, just about 8 hours of continuous streaming. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get through this level tonight, this morning, whatever time it is. So yeah, I think we're going to go till we get the next save point, and then call it. Whenever that is. Could be like half an hour from now. Jesus. Or I guess we only got like 10 minutes. Oh my god, the sound. The fuck? That can't be intended. Well, actually, there's no place to get up from here, so actually, yeah, we gotta dive. Are you guys hearing that? That crackling, staticky noise? Or is that just my headphones? That's not good at all. Either way, that's not good. Frankly, I hope it's the emulator and not my headphones. I would rather not have to spend money on something like that. Oh, there's a save point. Oh, and it's actually... Okay, I thought it was going to take like 10 minutes to get to the next save point. Huh. That's kind of bad. Okay, so that's, I guess, even more reason to call it pretty soon. I'll do a little bit of exploring. Little bit of exploring. Then I'll come back here and save my game. Man, this was just like a pure Tomb Raider stream. I think that's the first time or I guess Shantae was another game that I streamed like for a long time. In fact, yeah, I cleared Shantae, or I guess it wasn't that long though. Shantae only took me like 4.5 hours to finish. Yeah, I think this is actually the longest I've played like a single game for the stream. Fuck, even the, what was it, the Valkyria Chronicles DLC didn't take me this long to finish. And that's like a fucking RPG with big long cutscenes and everything. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of places to explore down here. I'm gonna get lost if I'm not careful. Or that's where we came from. It's just like I said though, this game is engrossing. It engrosses me. Like at no point did I really get like bored during this stream. Felt like engaged constantly. That's somewhat rare, I think, for a video game. Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere else to go. It's got to be up here or down here somewhere. I don't mind this level so far. It's kind of chill. I like... It seems like there could be a lot to it. Like, we're still in the early stages of the level, I guess. Like, we're not quite at the point where I'm, like, you know, running around looking inside the... You know, investigating the little garden room for the 50th time, pulling my hair out, trying to figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to go next. Like, we're still making progress so far. Things are still happening. So, you know, it's actually kind of still cool. It kind of it remains to be seen whether that will stay the case as we get later on and start to become, you know, stuck on things and whatnot. But so far it seems like a good time. I'm enjoying this level. Seems a bit slow-paced. All of these later levels, like especially starting with the Midas Temple, seem to be really like slow-paced and puzzly from here on out, which is actually more my speed. This is very different than a lot of the levels in the later Tomb Raider games too. So actually, this is almost a completely new experience for me. So actually, it's very refreshing in that way too. I actually really like. Oh, this is it. I remember. Yeah, this was it. Okay. Please don't lower the water level with that switch. Oh, there's the key. I'm pretty much obligated to go get that now. Just because... Oh, actually, yeah, that's it right here. Because I would forget otherwise. Oh, did that close... Did you just close the door on me? Oh, no, it opened the door. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, sure. Yeah, in addition to all of her, like, all of the, all she's got going on here in terms of physical attributes and fitness and whatnot, yeah, good set of lungs as well. Apparently very, very... There's a lot more swimming in this game than I would have expected. Like, I know swimming is a thing in the later games, but I don't remember this much swimming in, like, Tomb Raider 3 or 4. Or I don't know, I guess there was a fair bit. It depends on the level, I guess. Of course, this is an underwater level in the first place, so yeah, of course there's going to be tons of swimming here. Anyways, this is bad. Like, I kind of want to keep streaming. I'm still in the mood. I'm still kind of amped and ready to keep playing and commentating. Like, I don't feel like I want to stop streaming. I want to keep going, but I know that, like, I have to go do shit in, like, about 4 or 5 hours, and I want to have slept when I have to go do stuff in those 4 or 5 hours. So I am... Yeah, I'm going to call it right there. We have been playing Tomb Raider for just about 8 hours, so that's going to do it for day 5 of Jasu Blitz. I think we might continue this tomorrow. I think we might just, like, Tomb Raider marathon it right to the end of the Blitz. Or I don't know. We'll see how much longer this game lasts. We'll see how I feel after we play this tomorrow. But yeah, we'll probably start again. Just start right back up with some Tomb Raider tomorrow. So, yeah, that's the tentative plan, at least.